So you're thinking about buying a home here in the Sunshine State. Awesome. But wait, before you get too far, there is something absolutely critical about property taxes that the online listings just aren't telling you. And, getting this wrong could seriously cost you thousands of dollars every single year. So let's break down exactly what you need to know.
Okay, the very first thing you need to burn into your brain is this. That property tax amount you see on Zillow or any real estate listing, that is almost certainly not what you're going to be paying. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee your bill is going to be higher.
And that kind of begs the obvious question, right? Why? Why is the number on the listing, which looks so official, so completely misleading for someone new coming in? Well, it all comes down to how Florida figures out property value. See, here's the big difference. The seller's tax bill is based on an older and often way lower assessed value. But the second that property sells, the county property appraiser hits a giant reset button. Your new tax bill is going to be based on what you just paid for the home, your purchase price. And this is the part you really have to remember. The tax bill you saw online, that belongs to the previous owner's history with that house. The minute you buy it, you start a brand new tax history. And that story begins with the county reassessing the property at its new market value, which, you guessed it, is your purchase price. So why is this such a big deal to know before you owe? Because this tax jump doesn't just happen. It directly smacks your monthly housing cost, and it often leads to a really nasty surprise about a year after you've already moved in. It sets off this little chain reaction with your mortgage. See, your lender sets up an escrow account to pay your property taxes. But at first, they're basing it on the seller's old, lower tax bill. So when the new, higher bill shows up, the escrow account comes up short. To cover that gap, your lender has no choice but to jack up your total monthly mortgage payment.
But look, it is not all bad news. Florida offers a huge benefit for people who live here full-time. It's called the Homestead Exemption, and it is your single best weapon for fighting back against your property tax bill over the long haul.
So, how powerful is it? Well, once you qualify, it can literally slash your home's taxable value by up to $50,000. This doesn't just lower your bill for this year, it also puts a cap on how much your assessed value can go up in the future. That saves you money for as long as you own the house.
Now, here is the crucial, can't miss part. This incredible benefit is not automatic. You have to actually apply for it with your county. And the deadline is super firm, March 1st of the year after you buy. Seriously, put it in your calendar right now.
Okay, another key piece of this puzzle. Every August, you're going to get a really important piece of mail. It's called a trim notice. TRIM stands for Truth in Millage, which is just a fancy way of saying, here are the proposed tax rates. Most people just toss this in the recycling. You shouldn't.
And why not? Because this notice is basically a preview of your next tax bill. More importantly, it is your official chance to dispute the county's assessed value of your home. If you look at that number and think, no way, that's too high, this is your moment to challenge it and maybe, just maybe, lower your taxes.
All right, we've covered the problem, the nasty consequences, and the tools you can use to fight back. So let's put it all together into a simple, actionable checklist. This is how you make sure you are fully prepared and you avoid any of those ugly surprises. Okay, here are the 3 things every single smart Florida homebuyer does before they even think about closing. 1. Ask your lender or your title company for a realistic tax estimate, one that's based on your purchase price, not the seller's old bill. 2. The moment you close, make a plan to file for that homestead exemption. And 3. Budget for your first year like you're going to pay the full tax amount without any exemptions, because chances are you will be. When it's all said and done, it comes down to this. Property taxes are a huge part of owning a home in Florida. Being informed, being proactive, that's the key. It's what ensures that your new dream home doesn't accidentally become a financial nightmare. So, the real question is, are you ready to look past that listing and find out what you'll really owe?